it's going to take a lot of work throughout the year. I feel like we're still kind of hard to tell who's the favorite in that aspect, but we're up there in the points standings. And, even with a couple bad races to start the year, I feel like we're back on track and we're performing well. So we just have to keep that performance up throughout the year and then peak at the right time when it comes to the end of the year.
What's going on, guys? This is Brian Jones with PopCulture.com. And joining me today is one of NASCAR's top drivers, William Byron. William, thanks for joining us today. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, of course. So first off, I want to say congratulations on winning the Folds of Honor QuikTrip 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway on Sunday. And that race was interesting. I was actually there, and it was a revamped and repaved Atlanta Motor Speedway. So it made the race really interesting. So I wanted to ask you this: how challenging was that racetrack with it revamped and repaved?
It was definitely a new challenge. I felt like it was a hybrid between our intermediate tracks and the superspeedways. And so we had to kind of manage that and get used to it as we went. And I felt like as the day went on, everyone got a little bit more comfortable and the cars got better. And, things started to happen a lot quicker. So it was definitely crazy to kind of adapt to it, but glad that we could adapt to it the best and come out on top.
Absolutely. And when did you realize that you had a chance to win that race? Because there were so many lead changes and there were so many cautions, but when did you realize you had a chance to come out on top?
I think just during stage one, when we got the stage win, I felt like I had a really good car. And if we could just manage everything else that happened after that, I felt like we had a good chance to win. So it definitely was, exciting to kind of see how the day unfolded. And, we didn't get the stage two win. We were, pitted there for tires, but it was good to see how the day unfolded and ultimately to have a chance at the end to still win was awesome.
You talked about how Atlanta Motor Speedway is kind of hybrid, just like a normal racetrack and a super speedway, like what you see in Talladega and Daytona. So did Atlanta Motor Speedway run close to what it was in Daytona and Talladega, even though it's a smaller track? But how is that a little bit similar to what you see in the super speedways?
It was very similar. I felt like we were able to do similar moves, but things happened a little bit faster than Daytona. So I thought that was interesting, but definitely, it always has different characteristics just because of the way the track is shaped and where the runs form and stuff like that. So we kind of built on it as the day went along, and just glad we could, come out on top and have a great car.
Now, you and the rest of the NASCAR drivers come back to Atlanta in July for the Quaker State 400. Now that you've driven on this track, do you imagine the race will be a little bit smoother?
I think it'll be a lot different in July with the heat that the track has. So true. I'm curious to see how that plays out. Obviously, I think we'll still be in a draft and still in a pack, but it'll be interesting to see which guys handle well and what it takes in terms of, the car to be successful. So I think I'm excited for that race now that we won this one. Obviously excited to go back to Atlanta again this year, and but also looking forward to COTA this weekend and some of the other races we have coming up soon.
That was the next question I'm going to ask you about your next race, which is the Texas Grand Prix. Now, this is a road course. Are you a fan of the road courses? Do you like driving on those? Because it's really a lot different from what you see in normal NASCAR races.
It is a lot different. It's tough because we don't go to road courses a lot. So you have to get your mindset back into what it's going to take to be successful. But I think so far, so good with this car, and I feel like the road course will be no different. It's gonna be a good new challenge for the race car and a good challenge for the drivers to kind of learn as we go.
Now, with the win you had on Sunday and with the success you had at the start of the season, you're in fourth place in the Cup Series standings, and you competed in the playoffs before. But what will it take for you to actually win the Cup Series title this season?
Well, I mean, it's going to take a lot of work throughout the year. I feel like we're still kind of hard to tell who's the favorite in that aspect, but we're up there in the points standings, and even with a couple bad races to start the year, I feel like we're back on track and we're performing well. So we just have to keep that performance up throughout the year, and then peak at the right time when it comes to the end of the year. So got a lot of work to do, but I feel like we definitely have a team capable this year of winning the championship. We just have to work throughout the year to get to that point.
Of course. And from what I understand, you got into NASCAR by competing in iRacing. What made you want to get into iRacing, and how often do you compete in iRacing now?
Well, I still do iRacing during the week, especially going into Atlanta. I did quite a bit of iRacing. So just trying to have fun, learn new things, and challenge myself in new ways. So it's fun to always go on there and just be able to race. And I feel like it helps me adapt and go, and just I enjoy doing the dirt racing on there. I feel like it's a good challenge, and maybe I'll be able to do some in real life.
No doubt about that. And the last question I want to ask you is, I understand that you're a fan of the Charlotte Hornets and the Carolina Panthers. So I have to ask, with the NBA season winding down, what do you think of the Hornets' chances of reaching the playoffs? And for the NFL, this 2022 season, what are your thoughts on the Panthers, and can they bounce back this upcoming season?
Well, I hope the Hornets make the playoffs. They're right on the edge, but
yeah,
I feel like they have a good team this year. They won a game last night, so cool to see them having some success, and they're right on there on the bubble. But good to see that, and I think the Panthers, it's kind of wait and see, but hopefully they draft someone good in April, and we can have a good start to the year. It's definitely the NFL is a lot different than basketball, and the fact that you've got less games, and you got to get off to a good start.
You're right about that. So that should be really interesting. William, thank you so much for your time. I do appreciate it. Again, congratulations on your win on Sunday, and good luck to you the rest of the season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, of course. And guys, thanks again for joining us. For more on William and all your favorite sports stars, be sure to keep it locked right here on popculture.com.